You know, when this journey first began, you know it. I did not know where it was going to lead me. Another episode of A Dose of
Get a
Nicki.
dose of Nicki. If you ever feeling down, you don't wanna be around. Get a dose of Nicki. Get a dose of, get a dose of Nicki. Come get a dose of Nicki. Come get a dose of Nicki. Come get a dose of Nicki.
Do you know how to apologize? I mean, like properly, doing it right. Well, beauties, you're going to have to lean in on this one. Welcome back to another episode of A Dose of Nicki. Now, before we dive in, if you have gained value from this podcast, I want my YouTube audience to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when a new episode drops. So today, we're diving into a topic that's so vital in our relationships, yet often misunderstood: the art of apology. I'm going to let you ponder on that for a minute. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's friends, family, or coworkers. Giving and receiving apologies can be tricky, but it's essential to healing and growth. So, what makes an apology sincere? First off, it's about taking responsibility. Yeah. A genuine apology acknowledges the mistake, and it shows that you understand the impact it had on the other person. So, for instance, instead of saying, "I'm sorry if you were offended," a more sincere approach would be, "I'm sorry for what I said. It was hurtful and I regret it." This shift takes the focus off of the other person's feelings and places it on our actions. It makes us accountable for hurting the person. Now let's talk about empathy. That's a must-have in any apology. When we apologize, right, it's crucial to express understanding of how our actions affected the other person. We might say something like, "I can imagine how that made you feel, and I truly regret causing you pain. I'm really sorry for that." This not only validates their feelings, but also shows that you care. Now, here's the big one. Don't just apologize. We must commit to change. An effective apology includes a promise that we'll make an effort to avoid repeating the same mistake over and over again, So, for example, we say, "I understand that my words hurt you, and I'll be more mindful of what I say in the future." You see? So you have identified that the words hurt the person, and then you're saying what you're going to do, which is to be more mindful, and that it'll start today and moving forward. So it demonstrates that we're not just saying sorry for the sake of it. We're willing to grow and improve. See, that's a full, complete apology. But let's flip the coin for a moment. How do we handle receiving an apology? We gave an apology. I broke that down for you. So now it's time to talk about receiving an apology. Sometimes it's very difficult for people to receive apologies. So they don't believe it ever. And that's not fair. That's not fair. So the key here in handling receiving an apology, it's important to listen and truly hear what the other person is saying. We must give them space to express themselves to express their feelings, really, without interruption. Key. That's hard. That's very difficult for people to do. Now, once we have fully heard what they said and they stop speaking, that doesn't mean you immediately have to speak. You have to process what they just said. Process the apology. Then we can respond. We might say something as simple as just, thank you. It means a lot to me. That's it. So I've had that happen to me where someone called and they expressed themselves and they apologized, and I really didn't believe them. But they were being sincere. I felt because they were told to do it, I didn't feel it was sincere. But I think once they were told, they thought it through, and then they expressed themselves and they understood how I felt. So it was a sincere apology, and I had to say, thank you. It means a lot to me. Nothing more, nothing less. And then I had to go and really process it fully in my head afterwards, thinking about my feelings, putting it all together, and realize I have to let it go. But this encouraged a healthy relationship, it reinforces positive communication and encourages a healthy relationship moving forward. And it did. So ponder on that for a minute. So remember, my beauties, not every apology will feel perfect. Sometimes people apologize out of habit or obligation. And if that's the case, be mindful of how it makes you feel. It's okay to set boundaries and let others know when their apologies feel insincere and dismissive, because I've had that experience too, where individuals said, I apologize for whatever it is that I did. I'm like, wow, so you're not even acknowledging that you really, you hurt my feelings. So basically, the art of apology is about sincerity, empathy, and growth. It's a way for us to mend relationships, show respect, and foster deeper connections with those around us, like our family, our friends, So the next time we find ourselves needing to apologize, remember these 3 key points. Acknowledge our mistake, show empathy, and commit to change. Let me know how that works out for you. I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of A Dose of Nicki. If you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences about apologies. Until next time, my beauties, take care and be well.
Dose of Nicki. Dose of Nicki.